All right, so again, it's kind of hard to include the folks at home in this one, but we're going to let them be a part of the review, and then we'll do the review game. I'll post the review game in GimKit in Google Classroom for them to do, and then if we make it through this in time, I will also go, I'll post the next part of the review as well. If I don't get to it in this class, I'll do it in the next class if we happen to have time. But quality control time. Let's take a look at our terms that we have. Have no doubt you'll see all of these terms as we move on into the end of the week and we move towards the test. Waiting and waiting and waiting. There we go. Blank. Thank you for not writing the word blank and using the blank. Blank is anything that has mass and takes up space. I like that. That's a good definition. It is what it is. Let's see if there's one that maybe is like has something in the picture or something. I mean, that's a perfect definition though. Anything that takes up, I'm not going to take that one because you did not get the whole definition in there. In Amanda's house, she has a pool filled with water. It takes up space and has mass. This is called, I can understand that one. Anything that has mass that takes up space, an example, a banana. Well, that's not wrong. A phone is an example of something that has mass and takes up space. This is an example. It's actually a pretty good phone. A rock is an example of, it is an example of matter, but you didn't give me the definition. Anything is an example of blank. That's true. Anything is an example of blank because everything has mass and takes up space. And we'll go to the last one. Solid, liquid, gas are example of this. Can't take that one, so let's go backwards for me and keep going backwards. Oh boy, I've gone way too far now, haven't I? Yeah, do I need to go this way? Well, we may have to, let's see here. Physical change, oh my goodness. Chemical change, melting point, freezing point, desublimation, sublimation, evaporation. Oh my goodness, I've like completely lost it at this point. Solid, there it is, state of matter. There we go. All right. Finally, thank you. All right. This is true. I don't know who this is, but who did this one? Give me a hands up if you did that one. Dawson's group is one. Okay. Let's see. Nope. And we don't need to keep that one. We don't need it. This is true. This is true. And I'll take the phone. All right. Who got the phone? Who did the phone? Maddox here, and so those are good examples of matter, and we will move on to our next one. States of matter. One of the three forms that can take is not necessarily the entire thing there. I need to get a little bit more on that. A blank is a form of matter that can take up space. Let's see if there's a better one than that. An example of blank is solid, liquid, and gas. The state of matter is that's actually pretty good because solid, liquid, and gas are state of matter. Who did this one? Okay, so Orphelia. Solid, liquid, gas is called, that is true, state of matter. There are solid, liquid, and gas, and that is state of matter. That is true. Solid, liquid, and gas are all examples of, I'll take this one and I'll probably end up stopping there. Who did that? Okay, oh, all right. We'll see if anybody else gets the point, though, just for having a good one. One of the three forms of matter that can take solid, liquid, or gas. Who did that? Okay. I'm not necessarily going to add it, but I'll give you a point because it's good. One of the three forms that can take, like, for example, solid, liquid, and gas. Who did that? Brandon, who you with Shayla? Is that right? The three states of matter is solid, liquid, and gas. Who did this? And now we're back to this one. All right. A blank has a definite shape. It takes up a definite amount of space, and they used ice as their example. That's fantastic. Who did this? Okay. That's fine. A form of matter has a definite shape, takes a definite amount of space. Who did this one? Brandon, that's pretty good. I like the fact that you guys drew the molecules on that one. I may not keep that one in, for example, but I'm going to give you points for it, though. That's pretty good. A form of matter has a definite shape, takes a definite amount of space. Who did this? Okay. Only thing y'all could have done was told me what you drew. form of matter that takes up a definite... Ooh, no, that did not give me everything I needed on that. A blank is a form of matter that has a definite amount of space, has a definite shape. Molecules, rock. Who did this one? Okay. Mackey and Gunner. A state of matter that takes up a definite amount of space, definite shape. Molecules are very tightly packed together. Who's this? Okay, I'm going to keep that one too because I like that. And when Hayden went outside, she found a really pretty rock and she thought something was inside. She started beating it with a hammer. It did not break because it is. That's all of that is true, but you didn't tell me that it has a definite shape. Molecules are tightly packed. Should a little bit deeper in that. Blank is a form that has a definite shape and a definite amount of space. Who did this? Solid. All right, here we go. A blank is a form of matter that takes up a definite amount of space and has no definite shape. It takes the shape of the container. The definition is perfect. We're going to see if we find a better picture. Who did this one? Nothing wrong with that. Let's see if we have something a little bit different. A form of matter that takes up a definite amount of space. It takes the shape of its container. Who did this one? Okay, not wrong. Let's see if we got anybody in here. A form of matter that takes up a definite amount of space and has no definite shape. Who did this? I probably would have picked that one if you said it takes the shape of the container. Blank doesn't have a definite shape, takes up definite space. The molecules have enough room to move around, but not much. Who did that? Pretty good. Oh, good grief. They did a good job. A blank takes up a definite amount of space, has no definite shape. It's true. Who did that? It's not wrong. The molecules in this state of matter are not as close together as a solid. That could be gas or liquid. You didn't give me enough in that one. A blank takes up a definite amount of space, does not have a definite shape. It takes the shape of its container. Who did that? Okay. A blank, that's true. It takes the shape of its container, but... All right, so let's go back. Let's see. Whoa. Man, this thing hates me today. I mean, it hates me every day, but today especially. Gas. A form of matter that does not have a definite amount of space, does not have a definite shape. Who did this one? Okay. Again, we're not in spelling class. It's okay. We're fine. Blank doesn't have a definite shape, does not take a definite amount of space. The molecules are moving rapidly. Who did this one? Digging that one. Even talked about the molecules. That's pretty awesome. Water vapor is an example of gas. You're not incorrect. Who did that? That's not wrong. It missed a little bit, but water vapor is an example of this state of matter. It's true. Who did this one? Not incorrect. A blank does not have a definite shape, does not take up a definite space, and it's got like a pot on a stove. Who did this one? Okay. That's correct. Does not take up, nope, you didn't get everything in there. Has no definite shape or no definite volume. Who did this? Okay. Not incorrect. Doesn't have everything in there, but a blank is a form of matter that has no definite shape, no definite amount of space. Who did this one? Pretty good. Here's a good picture. All right, here we are. We're back to a new one. When blank goes from a gas to a liquid, that's you can't say when condensation goes from. Condensation is when a gas goes from that to a liquid. Nobody got that one in there. Let's see here. A process when gas changes to a liquid. It's true, but you have rain on there, so that might confuse somebody. Who did this one? I'm not going to pick it because you have rain on there, and that might confuse somebody. Blank is when a liquid turns into a gas, and they put cloud formation. Who did this? No one's going to claim it. Going once, going twice. That's yours? All right. I actually like that one because it says condensation or a cloud formation. Blank is the process in which matter changes from gas back into a liquid. Example, cloud formation. Who did this? It's pretty awesome too. Gunner. Yep. You are not incorrect that a puddle on a sunny day will most likely evaporate, but you didn't tell me what that is, so we got to get a little bit more. Blank is the slow changing of a liquid into a gas, and they have that moving. Who did this one? Okay. It's different points. We'll count those at the end. I'm not worried. Mr. B's class went outside for recess and saw a puddle. Then when they came back outside the next day, the puddle was gone. That's evaporation. That is true, but you didn't tell me what was going on. The slow changing of a gas to a liquid is true. Like, you need to put that on there. You should have put gas to a liquid is blank, and that's evaporation. When a liquid turns into a gas, it's called, who did this? Nobody? All right, okay. When a liquid becomes a gas, it's called boiling or vaporizing. It's true, but you kind of put the word in there. A puddle of water to water vapor is an example of it is evaporation. Who did this one? The slow change of a liquid to a gas, not incorrect. Who did this? Is that you? Three-way tie. When a liquid turns directly to a gas, well, you got to be careful with that, because a liquid turning into a gas is it's not like it's skipping anything. So just be careful with that one. Here we go. Sublimation. When anything solid turns into a gas without first becoming a liquid, that is sublimation. Who did this? Four-way tie. When dry ice is dropped into water, it turns into gas. You don't have to drop into water, it does that. But you didn't really say solid to gas. Dry ice is an example. You are correct. When solids turns to a gas without first becoming a liquid, who did this? I actually really like that one. That one's pretty awesome. I don't know who drew that and wrote that, but that's great. When anything solid turns to a gas without first becoming a liquid, that's true, but you are leaving the wrong stuff out. Dry ice is an example, but you've got to tell me more about it. This is what I'm talking about. When a solid turns to a gas without ever going through the liquid phase, like, for example, dry ice. Who did this one? Brandon and Shayla. That's actually pretty good, too. I'm going to keep two of those. When anything solid turns to a gas without becoming a liquid, example, dry ice. Who did this one? This is, again, like, you're doing a good job. Shh. Blank is when solids turn into a gas without first becoming a liquid. Not incorrect. Who did this? Yes, no, maybe, yes. All right. Blank is when a solid turns into a gas without first becoming a liquid. You are correct. You can tell they were in class and paid attention. It's a picture of the dry ice. Who did this one? When a gas turns into a solid without first turning into a liquid. True. Who did this one? Okay, and they have the frost on the window. I'm digging that. I hate y'all didn't label that. I'm going to keep that anyway because I know what that is. That's actually pretty good. The opposite of sublimation. It occurs when the vapor turns directly into a solid, ice or snow. I'm going to leave that one out just because of that snow part. Water vapor to hail. No, that's not how that works. When Hay was coming into school, she saw frost in the window and said, oh, that is, you are correct, desublimation, but you should have said because the gas turned directly into a solid. Am I worried that that group is going to do bad? I am not. So I don't want them to stress because I know that you understand it, but I'm not going to use that as a card. Blank is when a gas turned into a liquid. That is definitely not correct. When fog outside turns into frost in a window, and if you look closer as a snowflake, not necessarily. It won't let me go. Now I got to start putting X's on them. Frost on a window is an example, but it doesn't have the definition. Yeah, I know, but you've seen me use the scroll bar, so I'm not trying that. The opposite of sublimation occurs when water vapor turns directly into a... No, you have it. You're leaving too many of the other words out that we need. The opposite of sublimation, I can't use that one because that's too easy. When water vapor turns to a solid without going through the liquid phase. Who did this one? Okay, that's correct. But I'm not going to keep it because we already have one. Freezing point.